Hello guys, and welcome to Full Soap Timeline Hangout number 69. I had hoped this would be live, but for a number of reasons it's pre-recorded. One is I've still got this horrible cough. It's purely mechanical. There's no infection there, and I don't want to keep umming and ahhing and coughing and spluttering. Another is that I've been overtaken by events. I've got a lot on at the moment, and I can't record it in one session. On September 9th I've got a book coming out. This is here it is. It's Reluctant Nurse, the memoirs of Marie Goodman. I was given the task of editing it. I had hoped to present her with her own copy, but sadly she died on September the 9th last year, and that will be published on the first anniversary of her death. Anyone wants to order a copy, it's $12 plus email, plus airmail, say another $4 was free airmail, but $12 anywhere in the world, or £10 in the UK, from yours truly. You can send me a PayPal at It's That Man Again, and I'll ensure the author is the publisher, and my co-editor is remunerated, is paid. Right, a lot of ground to cover, and I won't be doing it in any particular order, so this is going to be called a potpourri. Or should that be potpourri? Potpourri. When I say potpourri, I mean there'll be full soap cases and genuine ones, and all sorts of things. I covered this some time ago. I'll add this to the timeline. Certain Mr. Dillon was accused of sexually abusing a woman dating back to 1965. This is from The Independent, August 12th. Bob Dylan, musician's lawyer, seeks monetary damages after collapse of sexual abuse allegation. Lawyers for Bob Dylan have revealed they're seeking format codes in the. I'm reading from Newsbank's format codes in it, seeking monetary damages for an opposing legal team that accused a singer of sexual abuse 57 years ago. Well, they accused him recently, not of abusing a woman 57 years ago. The lawsuit came from a woman known as JC and was filed in August 2021. In it, she alleged that Dylan groomed her and gave her drugs and alcohol before sexually abusing her when she was 12. Dear. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just absolutely batshit crazy, these women. And as I've said before, they should never be allowed to file these civil suits under Jane Doe or any other pseudonym. They shouldn't be allowed to file them anonymously. A lawsuit was eventually dropped in July. Now, according to a report by Billboard, the singer's lawyers are now pursuing its format codes here. It's sanctions citing blatant misconduct. Orange Schneider, who leads Dylan's legal team, wrote to a federal judge to say that Daniel W. Isaacs and Peter J. Gleason, who are the woman's lawyers, could not be. It's terrible, this. Should not have brought this action, accusing Dylan of a heinous crime, if they did not attempt to responsibly litigate it. Before the suit was scrapped, lawyers representing Dylan accused the woman's team of deleting key text messages and emails relevant to the case. They exclaimed that the woman's lawyers were refusing to comply with court orders to provide evidence. Yeah, it's just absolutely. I mean, you'll see how these ludicrous, stupid women defending this sort of thing. At the bottom, the article finishes with, if you've been raped or sexually assaulted, you can contact your nearest rape crisis organisation for specialist independent confidential support. No, you don't. No, if you've been raped, scream, fight, punch, fight. But if you can't fight the guy off, you need medical attention and the police, perhaps simultaneously. Just absolutely. For more information, visit their website here. Was no link, obviously, because this is Newsbank. And who was it written by? Nicole Vassell. Oh, why am I not surprised? I bet she's a feminist. Absolutely ludicrous. Just batshit crazy. And lawyers shouldn't entertain this sort of garbage. Still on the subject of defamation, and still in Newsbank, although I've seen this on the ordinary web. Roy Moore wins defamation lawsuit. This is from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. A federal jury awarded Republican Roy Moore $8.2 million in damages Friday after finding a Democratic-aligned super PAC defamed him, a TV ad recounting sexual misconduct allegations. The person who should really be held to account is Gloria Allred, and the woman who falsely accused him. It's absolutely disgraceful. Excuse me. Allred was literally caught with a hand in the till. You'll find, I think I added it to the. I think you'll find it in the documentary, The Prior Bad Acts of Gloria Allred, which exposes how she framed Bill Cosby as a serial rapist. I think it's in that one. But you'll find other clips on the web as well of how this woman forged, they forged a document to show that Roy Moore had met her. It was signed Roy Moore DA, which she added a date to it. Well, Roy Moore DA didn't mean Roy Moore District Attorney. The DA stands for Delbert Adams, his assistant, and and she added a date. She immediately added a date to it. Now, in English law, that's called procuring a false instrument. Not sure what it's called in the United States, but this Allred, I mean, she gets a pass. Her odious daughter, Lisa Bloom, gets a pass. They all get past these women. She should be in prison. Paul Gambaccini is back in the news. Actually, I'll add the clip, but it's just a short. Well, that's just 9 minutes. I thought it was 1 minute 10 seconds. 9 minutes 10 seconds. But I'll add a bit of it to the video.
Paul, big announcement today. TV project with Cliff Richard. Dr. Neil Fox is a real friend of the show. Actually, he's on regularly. Right. And your good self. What are we going to learn?
Well, for one thing, my husband Chris is in it, and Neil Fox's wife is in it.
Nice.
So that means you get to see the damage that is done to the people in your life. Not just you.
No.
Family and friends suffer terribly. And I think we could talk about this for hours, and I could tell you about the ludicrous accusations that the police let through because they were ordered to. You mentioned Keir Starmer. I went to Michael Gove when he was Justice Minister because those of us who found ourselves in the position of being ludicrously accused, and remember there were a few genuine offenders, and then there were the middle category, which is the real tough one. The accused and the accuser had met. What happened? What's the perspective? That's tough. But then there's our group where we didn't even know these people. And so we all were thinking, who thought this was a good idea? And so I asked Michael Gove, and he said, well, the National Police College said it started with Keir Starmer, with his change of philosophy, which I'm sure you're familiar.
Which was believe all
accusers. Yeah. And by the way,
I know that terminology is,
yes,
because you think they should be referred to as accusers until the person is found.
That's just logical. Yeah. And and if you're going to make an argument in the English language, you should use the English language properly.
I agree. I completely agree. So you describe him as the Witchfinder General.
Well, because it started with him.
And you think he did this to potentially pursue a future political career? Because that is something that has at least been speculated upon.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't know for sure, but it sure would be consistent with what I do know. You know, I was on TVAM for years, breakfast television, Camden Town, and walking to the tube station, I would often see Frank Dobson, MP, because the Labour headquarters was right near the tube station.
And you were a big Labour supporter, we have to say, as well.
I have,
This isn't political for you.
Yeah,
because,
in my life, I have supported all the parties at different times.
Yeah. But you're certainly not someone who was opposed to the Labour Party. You
Oh,
supported
no,
it.
no. I was... Oh, well,
isn't
here is
political.
something which is completely grotesque. I had held a fundraiser for Ed Miliband in my flat the year before I was arrested, which turned out to be the last time I ever saw him, because the minute I was arrested, I was persona non grata, and the
So he
party
just dropped you.
They just dropped me, and the party called my husband Chris and said, "Chris, you're welcome to come to the fundraiser, but we're going to uninvite Paul because you know the press. There would be pictures of Paul instead of Miliband, or pictures of Paul with Miliband."
I like Gambaccini. I actually met him. I interviewed him back in, I think it's 2014 for the latest news. No, it'd be 2015, wouldn't it? 2015, 2016. I interviewed him for the latest news. There was a meeting with him and a couple of other people. I like the guy, but I was sorry, I cannot get my head around a dude referring to another dude as his husband. Which is no. But the interesting thing about this, there's a new documentary coming out. He says that Keir Starmer was the Witchfinder General here, not Alison Saunders. I mean, he was treated shabbily, but Rolf Harris, who was falsely convicted, in my humble opinion, and Dave Lee Travis, the way they treated that guy, just absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. These women crawling out of the sewer. I mean, in Gambaccini's case, men. There was one man crawled out of the sewer, and they tried to get another one to back him up. Absolutely outrageous. And nobody's held to account for this. No, and Starmer is now the leader of the Labour Party. They fail upwards. They do it all the time. So anyway, that'll be worth watching, that documentary. It's absolutely outrageous. Right, it's a guy called Ryan Seacrest here. Ryan Seacrest, who former stylist detailed her accusations in a Variety story. Did he go to the police? No? Oh, this is 2018. I found this recently. So she's say Potpourri, something old, something new, something borrowed, something very blue. Ryan Seacrest is denying accusations that he sexually abused his former Slam Network stylist, saying Susie Hardy demanded $15 million for him before she went public with her story. Variety reports Monday that Hardy accused Seacrest of subjecting her to years of unwanted sexual aggression while she was a stylist from 2006 to 2013, including grinding his erect penis against her while shadowing in his underwear, grabbing her vagina at one point, slapping her butt so hard that it left a large welt still visible hours later, like the bruises on Amber Heard. Oh, this is absolutely outrageous. This, you know, she's winning for what, 2007 to 13, so it's up to 7 years, yeah, seven or 8 years, and she hated it so much she kept going back for more. No, I don't believe any of these. Statement there on January 31st, the network notified us that the independent third-party investigation had concluded there was insufficient evidence to support her claims, effectively clearing my client saying it's absolutely outrageous. I don't know. At the risk of seeming to plug my new book, the book I've just edited, Marie Schwartz, as she was, Marie John Schwartz. She had one or two experiences with men when she was younger, and put them in their place. The women used to be like that, you know. Certainly working class women. She grew up working class, very poor family. And some of them still are. There's Posey Parker, for example, who doesn't like me as much as I like her, but Kelly Jackie Minshall. And, you know, women who've got their heads screwed on right won't take nonsense. But they don't make as much money as those who scream abuse years and sometimes decades later. Case here from India. This is, I suppose you call this a tragedy. Atul Rai rape case. BSP MP acquitted in rape case. The victim set herself on fire in front of the Supreme Court. He was acquitted and she's still the victim. No? I'm cutting down on the entries from India because there's a lot of these rape cases, not what we would call rape. They're it's just rape under false promise of marriage, but there are quite a lot of false, genuine rapes as well. I mean, it's like the second most populous country on earth. There's, you know, I'm cutting out the cases which would not be classed as rape in the UK by rational people, not feminists. Yeah, it alludes to her as a rape victim. Yeah, it's kind of cleared, so I'm not sure if I'll be adding that to the timeline, but so there's lots of these. Here we go again. Prince Andrew back in the news. We should leave this guy alone. How much Prince Andrew paid his accuser Virginia Giuffre? They say it's $3 million. £3 million pounds. 3 million to 5 million. This chiselling little whore, Virginia Giuffre, the former Virginia Roberts, was hanging for £12 million. $12 million, I think. According to Lady Colin Campbell, it was a lot less, but he shouldn't have paid her anything. And I'm really disgusted the way the media handled this, because there was that so-called car crasher an interview Andrew gave to Emily Maitlis, but before that she interviewed Roberts herself, and she didn't ask her a single hard question. What she should, leave aside that photograph, whether the photograph is genuine or not, she should have asked her, well, that photograph first appeared in 2010, and it was said, I think it's 2010, I've made videos about this. At the time it was said there was no suggestion Prince Andrew did anything wrong. She waited nearly 5 years to accuse him of sexually abusing her. 5 years. Yeah? And the photograph has apparently disappeared. That noise is a train, because I've got the window open. It's according to my computer, it's 20 degrees Celsius here. It has been hotter, so it's still quite hot. No, this is just outrageous, and they still treated this woman as though she's credible, but she may yet get her comeuppance if Lady Victoria Harvey has her way. The wonderful Lady Victoria Harvey and Alan Dershowitz. I mean, she's just trash. I made a name for myself with sex positive comedy, and I was raped on a night out, with my opinions being used against me. This is from The Guardian, August the 6th this year. This is a woman who, saying, last November, after string relationships with men had gone wrong, I decided to go to Los Angeles for a few months to try to fulfill my lifelong dream of having sex with an A-list celebrity. Dear idea. During the trip, some of my friends I decided to fly to. I mean, just I don't know what do you make of these women? I mean, and The Guardian publishes this sort of trash, you know. She says she's a comedian, not comedian, comedian, they say nowadays. And there's ludicrous statistics here. What was it? We know that in the year to September 2021, England and Wales alone, 63,136 allegations of rape were taken to the police. Yeah, allegations. and the 120 resulted in a charge or summons. That's 1.3% of rape allegations. Yes, well, you shouldn't keep drinking and dropping your knickers for dudes and then withdrawing your consent later. I mean, just absolutely ludicrous. A country where Brett Kavanaugh can be appointed to the Supreme Court despite accusations of sexual assault, which is denied. Yeah, big so lies. Blasey Ford lied, and the others just. I mean, just. It doesn't seem she reported this rape either. Wonder why that was. Grace Campbell. Yeah, not a lot of grace there. Amber Heard that apparently she's appealing the judgment against Johnny Depp. The thing I've noticed about that case is that all the women who know about it have studied it against it, and that includes a lot of, I do mean a lot of female lawyers. There's Angela Burkhart, Natalie Lawyer Chick, what's that one? What's her name? I forget her name now, but there's a lot of them. Women who understand the law and understand life, and none of them believes Heard because she has no credibility. She's got fantastic looks, but as I said before, she was judged on the content of her character, not on her looks. This is rather interesting. Man arrested after teenage girl attacked in Trowbridge. Yeah, Trowbridge was in the news because Posey Parker had a visit from some arsehole plod. This is, I think, the day before, or something about the same time. The girl was attacked. so while they're harassing peroxide blonde mothers of four, they could be patrolling the streets to get them safe. The girl was attacked on a footpath between Trowbridge Railway Station and Langford Road at about 6:30 p.m. She attempted to fight back, and during the struggle sustained an injury which required hospital treatment. The attacker ran away when he saw a member of the public approaching. Shortly afterwards, officers arrested a man who was being treated at the hospital for a wound. So probably she bit him or something. So real victims fight back. Real victims have bruises, not credibility issues. And hopefully that louse will be charged. This is an interesting one. New Jersey man's confession to raping, killing 11-year-old girl thrown out on appeal. Andrea Serrazzo leaves State Superior Court. It's a photograph. A New Jersey man sentenced to life in prison for sexually assaulting and killing an 11-year-old girl can withdraw his guilty plea, asked for a new trial because detectives violated his Miranda rights. Serrazzo, now 23, confessed to vaguely stabbing his downstairs neighbour, Abigail Smith, and was sentenced 2 years later after his attempt to have the confession deemed admissible or denied. I assume there would be forensic evidence. I would like to see this guy get off a technicality. February 26, 2019, one day before his trial to begin, Serrazzo pleaded guilty to first degree counts of murder and sexual assault. A plea agreement. Why a plea? There's no death penalty in New Jersey, is there? Serrazzo was 18 at the time of the killing, was sentenced to 63 years to life on the murder charge and 42 to 50 years on a sexual assault count. some plea. The appellate division ruled the detective from the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office failed to read Serrazzo's Miranda warnings. The officers have claimed they interviewed Serrazzo as a potential witness early on. You don't have to read it. Yeah, they try this all the time, but there must be forensics, There must be forensics. Abigail Smith's family speaks to the press after Judge David Bellman handed down a sentence of big. Maybe had the photograph to the site I had this photograph to the video. That reminds me that the sentence handed down there reminds me of a documentary I watched recently. of a lowlife named Ronald Evans. In 1963, he raped and murdered a young woman, and was still at the death penalty in 1963. The last execution for murder was 1964. 2 men were executed simultaneously for a murder carried out during a robbery. This guy raped and murdered a young woman and got sentenced only 11 years. Then he got out, he married, relocated to the Bristol area, and he went on a campaign of attacking young women. He became known as the Clifton Rapist. He was caught, I think got about 9 years, but he had his life sentence revoked. Then later they charged him with two other rapes, which he pleaded guilty to them. And 2 or 3 years ago he was paroled again at the age of, I think, 79. I mean, how many chances does a bloke get? Just absolutely outrageous. The Daily Mail of July 29th. Groundbreaking scheme to bring more rape suspects to court sees figures treble in some parts of the country. This is under pressure from these ludicrous feminist groups. Rape suspects are being brought before courts at more than treble typical rates in parts of the country, the Mail and Sun League reveal. A groundbreaking scheme to revolutionise police rape and sexual offences investigations have led to significant jumps in the number of rape suspects being charged in some false areas. Well, you know, if these are genuine rapes, fair enough, but it includes dismissing unnecessary lines of inquiry or focusing police requests for information, such as limiting the scope of data retrieved from a victim's mobile phone. Yeah, but lines of inquiry are valid when the police open an investigation, that all things are considered. Although generally in right, unless there's very good reason for not believing a rape, that they'll generally concentrate. I mean, if there's good evidence of a rape, they will concentrate on specific lines. But with a murder, for example, all lines of inquiry are open, including relatives, neighbours, lovers. 5 forces have trialled the Operation Yeewtree review, which saw a team of academics make key recommendations in the investigation to focus on the suspect's behaviour rather than that of a victim. Who are these academics? I hope Lisa Avalos wasn't one of them. Jane Butler, CEO of Rape Crisis England and Wales, said, "We have long been supportive of Operation Yeewtree. It's disappointing the results of this important work have not been shared more widely." Yeah, well. It's a video wanted to play there but didn't. Yeah, I haven't got too many arguments for that. What we've got here, this is oh, there we go, still wants to play but doesn't. Luke Moby of Grattan Court, Worsley, Salford, denied 2 offences of raping a woman at a party on Boxing Day last year. Has it been? Oh, I think I added him to the timeline. Did you get this? Let me have a look. Luke Moby. If I haven't, I probably will do. No, I haven't. 21-year-old man accused of twice raping a woman in Leigh has been cleared. Luke Moby of Grattan Court, Worsley, Salford, denied 2 offences of raping a woman at a party on Boxing Day. Here we go. Yeah. Always alcohol, always alcohol. After his alleged victim's video recorded police interview was played to the jury, prosecuting counsel Henry Riley offered no further evidence. this, yeah, I should probably be adding that to the timeline. You know, they get drunk and they do things which they wouldn't normally do with men. They would normally touch a barge pole, and their memory is affected. I would refer you specifically to the pages that I would refer you to on the Force Up timeline are Rodney Anderson. There's Amanda Barrow, I think her name was, a woman who did something on a train, and Operation Matisse. Check out one of those pages and follow the links, and you'll see where I'm coming from. It's always alcohol, you know, alcohol and drugs. This is something that will probably be added to the timeline if it hasn't already. This is from K-pop stars with Z. K-pop, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is South Korean boy bands and stuff. Trigger warning: mention of sexual abuse, rape, assault, harassment and bullying. Being a celebrity in South Korea isn't easy, and there's allegations there. Kim Woo-seok, who was accused of intentionally touching a woman's chest. Baek-ho, if you pronounce it that way. And an anonymous netizen also accused former Nuest member Baek-ho of sexually assaulting someone in 2017. Oh, it must be true then. Seriously? Written by Robin Jones. Just, I don't know. This is an interesting one. Can't believe that 4 real brothers, their father, would rape a mother of 2 children. Allahabad High Court quashes rape case. The Allahabad High Court Lucknow bench quashed a criminal case against 4 real brothers and their father, aged around 81 years, who were booked for allegedly gang raping a married woman having 2 grown-up children. The bench of Justice Dinesh Kumar Singh observed that it was not believable that 4 real brothers and their father would commit rape on a woman having 2 grown-up children. Well, I don't know about that, but there's police have, after investigating the matter, submitted a final report exonerating the petitioners and the father. However, since the prosecutors since the prosecutrix was not satisfied with her report, she filed a complaint before the Uttar Pradesh State Women Commission. Oh dear. Just, yeah, that'll probably be added to the timeline. Ricky Martin, oh yes, yeah, Ricky Martin, the this is a one-hit wonder, but he was accused of he's a homo. It really is a shame because he's like he's 50, he's still a good-looking guy, and well, he was accused of doing something to his nephew or something. It was a civil case, and he well, nothing came of it. He's made some comment about it being a troubled individual, which I can well believe. So I'll be adding that to the timeline at some point. Another fairly recent article here. Why Catherine Mayorga lawsuit versus Cristiano Ronaldo alleging rape was dismissed by a US judge. Yeah, I don't believe this woman was raped. But having said that, I won't be adding it to the timeline because these blokes, they do bring it on themselves. There's a soccer player out on trial for rape at the moment, Benjamin Mendy, him and another bloke were accused of raping something like 8 women. In fact, I was sent a video, a disgusting video of Mendy with, I won't go into details here, but I don't know what happened about that case. It's scheduled for 2 months. But no, this Ronaldo thing, I'm not going to include it in the timeline. I don't care the guy was cleared. And this woman is a bit of a, well, not the sort of girl you take home to meet your mother. But no, I mean these blokes ask for it the same as women. You know, they put themselves in situations where they shouldn't get in these situations. And there's been so many footballers and big earning sportsmen and celebrities who they should know by now that some women are just toxic and they should stay away from them. Maybe some celebrities are toxic as well, so less said about that the better. This is one which definitely will not be added to the timeline. French police officers cleared on appeal of raping Canadian tourist. That's from April 22nd this year. The French appeal court on Friday overturned the convictions of 2 police officers accused of raping a Canadian woman. Their Paris headquarters 8 years ago. Sorry about that. I should edit this out really, but there you go. The drawn-out case involving Antoine Quirin and Nicolas Redouane was widely followed and stoked claims of impunity for security services. I mean, yeah, I mean they had sex with her. There's apparently a third man. So, I mean, they should. I did suggest a while back that police officers who had sex with women on duty should be a statutory offence. I'm going to get trained again. But nobody signed the petition. Not one person. Well, me, but no other person signed it. Unbelievable. What we've got here. This is rape victim sues police for naming her online. A woman was gang raped by men claiming to be Welsh rugby players and sued the police. January 17 when she raped at Plymouth Hotel in 1978. Said officers breached her legal right to anonymity. She met a man who agreed to go to his hotel with him. Once she had consensual sex with a man. He said he was a maths teacher and part of a touring rugby team from Wales. There was a knock on the door and more than 10 men forced their way into the room before 6 of the 7 raped her. Oh dear. Jane reported what happened to the police first in 1993 and again in 2015. Oh, seriously. Seriously. No. She was raped by 6 or 7 men and did she go to hospital? That's just pathetic, these women. She's suing the police. You know, I don't like to see the police win legal cases, generally speaking, but this one just takes the biscuit. Absolutely pathetic, these women. What have we got here? Emma Priest is victim-centric approach to rape trials, eroding rights of defendants. Ah, yes. Oh dear. Unlike this article, all our Herald Premium content by subscribing to NZ Premium Herald. Unlock this article and all of our Herald Premium content by subscribing to NZ Herald Premium. I suppose that should be NZ, shouldn't it? I think, is it a Z in New Zealand? New Zealand? This might be a news bank actually. I might. I'll probably have that. Yeah, these victim-focused garbage is, you know, it's just ludicrous. Traditional police investigations. They worked before, and they continue to work. I did say Potpourri, didn't I? Cambridgeshire police report 2-year-old. What's this? Children's journalists 2 have been reported to the police for shoplifting. No, it's a freedom of information request. I don't know if there's anything about rape on there. Freedom of information request to Cambridgeshire police revealed youngsters aged under 10 had been reported for dozens of crimes since 2009 to Cambridgeshire officers, including sexual violence and dishonesty offences. Police were unable to provide details on where the alleged offences happened, but revealed a 5-year-old boy had been reported for rape in 2009 and a 4-year-old for fraud by false representation in 2011. Oh, seriously? Oh, it's Finland. Oh, no. Finland, yeah. That's East Anglia, isn't it? A 4-year-old boy, a 5-year-old being reported for rape. Oh, seriously? Just absolutely ludicrous. Yeah, I might want to add that. I might want to add that because it's so ridiculous. There's a rape acquittal here. This is from June the 17th.
Yeah, it took the jury just an hour and a half to reach that unanimous decision, not guilty on all counts. And it was an emotional reaction from both sides as that verdict was read.
I'm just very grateful to God and for the truth to finally come out.
Tears of joy and sadness as the verdict was read on day 8 of the trial for Vasile Kakali, acquitted on every count, rape, sodomy, and burglary after former student Audrey Cox claimed he violently raped her inside her dorm room following a night of drinking.
I'm just very upset that I had to go through all this. I hope that what happened to me can help people that are falsely accused in the future and can help people understand that if someone accuses you, you're not guilty.
Cox visibly upset, but standing by her story and telling us in a statement, for victims of rape and sexual assault, coming forward is incredibly difficult, adding this verdict will make it more difficult for survivors of abuse to come forward.
I might have discussed that before actually, but it's the same old garbage, drinking. So she waived her anonymity. She didn't hide behind Jane Doe or whatever. So I'll give her credit for that. But I think these, stay away from drunk women. Don't get drunk with women. Just don't do it. It's just, it isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. And you notice the rhetoric at the end of it, how difficult it is for victims to come forward, yada yada yada. Even though she is legally not a victim. I don't believe she was a victim either. No, I'm just. So I may add it to the timeline, but a lot of these, I don't know. They must know by now. The men must know, and the girls must know. But they keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Just ludicrous. Now this is an interesting case. Gretchen Van Winkle claimed to have been raped, and I'm inclined to believe her. Van Winkle already asked Virginia authorities to take fresh at her 1995 assault case, and now she pressed for DNA testing. Apparently she was raped in a room. It was a stranger rape, as most genuine rapes are. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. She just moved to Vienna, Virginia after a stint with the Peace Corps in Antigua. So she's a woman with credibility. At 24, she had a new apartment, a new job, but she had enrolled at the Corcoran School of Art in DC. She said the first start was filling. She heard a rustling. Suddenly, a man crawling up on a bed. He threw a punch in the face twice, started choking her. She recalls he gave her a gruff warning as he pressed the knife to her throat. Don't scream or I'll kill you. The man bound Van Winkle's hands with a nightgown and stuffed underwear in her mouth. She said a harrowing sex assault followed. She can't forget small details. When the man set the knife down, Van Winkle said she knew she had to act. She said she drew her hands free, snatched the blade and cut him. He barked from the bedroom and Van Winkle said she followed, slashing his back. In the dining room, the man fell to his knees and Van Winkle thrust the blade at him one more time, she recalls. Instead of wounding him, the flimsy kitchen knife snapped on his back. Van Winkle screamed in terror and tried to run, but he tackled her onto a couch. The man choked her. She managed to push him off. It's quite graphic, this. She walks to the bathroom, put off her robe, she's got a glimpse of her face in the mirror. So she got bruises and everything. She's taken to the hospital. She's swabbed for blood and semen, and police say DNA was recovered. Her boyfriend comes over and she's introduced to to Fairfax County Police Officer Cynthia Lindbergh. They found a banana peel in her trash. Van Winkle said she was chilled and disgusted by the thought that her attacker would apparently snap while waiting for her to come home. Sometime later, they called her in and accused her of making it all up. Roughly 6 months after the sexual assault, Van Winkle said detectives asked her to meet with them one evening. She was excitedly assumed and made a breakthrough. Then they accused her of making it all up. I mean, okay, Dahlia Ratia, you know, I mean, worse things happen, but they asked her to take a polygraph, and the detectives told her she failed. Yeah, they do this all the time. They tell suspects they failed. It's about here about I think it's rape kits, about rape kits not being tested. Well, the problem with a lot of these is that if the only issue is consent, then a rape kit isn't much good, is it? I wouldn't have thought so. But this wasn't a consent case. So yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to believe that the evidence in Van Winkle's case was destroyed in 2005. Yeah, I mean, you know, this wasn't a consent case, you know. So he's obviously very angry. Maryland's Attorney General found that in 2020 state police agencies destroyed nearly 270 rape kits in the previous 2 years, despite a new law requiring they be retained for 20 years. Yeah, laws don't apply to them, do they? You know, they're above the law. Yeah, I mean, this is a bad case. If what's said here is true, I've overlooked it a bit. If you're wondering why I'm yawning, it's gone 2 AM. So, you know, this is the problem. Genuine victims don't get justice, and innocent men have their lives trashed. Covered a lot of ground, but still a lot of material in this file. So I'm assuming probably Potpourri 2, 3, 4, 5. But I want to do this one. This is that idiot feminist barrister Charlotte Proudman. I'll put this on the screen, I think. Is a tweet from her. I don't like this Twitter thing. I'm not on Twitter anymore because I was shadow banned. So I packed it in. I removed. I quit Twitter. Just imagine living in a world where women can share their opinions without being called dangerous, mad, bad, or liars. Well, if they stop being mad and lying and being bad, you know. But this, there's an image of her here, and she says here, "Never heard a man accused of rape being cross-examined about their false memories. Maybe we should." Well, that's because men don't remember raping women they've never met. Unlike women who remember being raped by men they never met, or being raped by men with whom they had consensual sex. I found her, she's got a copy of a book under her arm, a book called Are Women Human? And that sums her up. Are Women Human is written by Catherine McKinnon, who's arguably the most evil woman who's ever lived. Certainly one of the most influential feminists. And it's full of rubbish. It's absolutely full of rubbish, full of statistics, which are plucked out of thin air and thrown around with go abandoned. It's in that book, but there's another one in her book in which she says, what was it? She likens consensual sex. She likens. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. This is from a 1991 book, Toward a Feminist Theory of the State, page 146. Compare victims' reports of rape with women's reports of sex. They look a lot alike. Compare victims' reports of rape with what pornography says is sex. They look a lot alike. In this light, the major distinction between intercourse brackets normal and rape brackets abnormal is that the normal happens so often that one cannot get anyone to see anything wrong with it. I added a note here. Well, this is from an article I wrote about the four narratives of prostitution. One might just well argue that a charitable donation looks like blackmail, that a gift looks like theft, or that a dentist extracting a tooth looks like the torture scene from Marathon Man. I mean, it's just... You can't argue with this sort of twisted logic. Right, I'll just do one more, otherwise it's going to take all night and all day. This is from India. This is... Kerala High Court quashes rape conviction of man who married a woman after sex with another. Merely for the reason the accused contracted another marriage immediately after a sexual act with the victim cannot give rise to a presumption of lack of consent. Yeah, again, this is this madness they have in India. Kerala High Court on Tuesday held that having sex on the promise of marriage is an offence against the decisional autonomy of a woman who has the choice of engaging in physical intimacy. However, merely the reason the accused married another person immediately after the sexual act with the victim cannot give rise to a presumption of lack of consent. Yeah, it's absolutely ludicrous. You know, absolutely ludicrous. So anyway, that's Potpourri number 1. I don't know if it'll be Potpourri number 2 next month. But I will do another live stream eventually. The live hangout. Hopefully, if I only get 3 or 4 people turn up. But I've got doing lots of things. The full fact timeline is there's a lot on there. There's well over 5,500 cases. Not all rape, not all forced rape. There's some genuine rapes and indecent assaults. There's magazine articles and peer-reviewed articles and stuff. All sorts of stuff on there. But I'm happy with the way it's developed since it's been online now since 6 years now. Yeah, 2016 it went online, June 2016. I've had quite a lot of visitors. Come to the counter. In fact, seems to do better than my main website, which got a lot more on it. Well, that's another thing. Anyway, I'll edit this and put it together, and hopefully it'll be online sometime before the end of the month, if not sooner.